welcome everybody to Thought Process. Welcome back. I'm trying to bring the mic, not the mic. I'm trying to bring the mouse over here to the switcher room. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, everybody, I see you in chat. I see everybody. Thanks, dude. It's actually so amazing that everybody's jumped in chat already and started talking. I really do appreciate you guys. Graham Gaming, just a few shout outs. Travis Smith, Dylan, which is here already. Appreciate you guys. Y'all gambling. What's up, Travis? How about that? Already people in. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Welcome back to Thought Process, where we get into your conspiracy theories that you want to be in. And welcome. Bringing on Dylan's back here. Don't worry about this guy. You
cut me out. I got reach.
I'm your host, Shawn Wayne of Thought Process. Also, your co-host, Dillion Patrick Hall. Hello, Dylan.
Hi. My hands are dirty.
Gotta turn my thing down. Give me a second.
Sheesh. A little better wash my hands.
He's not working on hot rods anymore, baby.
Dirty hands.
Dirty hands. Thank you guys for joining us. Did you say rigged? You did. Thank you guys for joining us on this hot conspiracy theory podcast. We have a special guest coming in. You guys have not seen him yet. I forgot to swap to my camera. I'm so stupid. I told you, we're all over the place with this podcast.
Nobody's will guess who it is.
Nobody will never guess who we brought back for a second round of. The first round wasn't a conspiracy theory. We was doing that with just me and Dylan. A round of conspiracy theory. A second round for Mr. Cory McClendon.
Appreciate it, guys.
This man is the co-host of Yoder's Hello. Somebody, Lauren McClendon. Sorry, I seen you.
Beautiful bride.
Yeah, I seen you jump in and totally caught me off guard because I was calling your name out. Anyway, welcome back, Cory McClendon.
Thank you.
This
guys.
man is the co-host of Yoder's Talk. They just crossed over 105,500 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. And they graciously let us use their studio for our podcast room. We appreciate that so much. Thank you, Cory.
You're welcome, I guess. It's your podcast too, man.
Hey, I appreciate that. But yeah, how are you guys doing today?
And I'm well. I'm excited. Get to hang out with you guys and talk about some of my favorite topics, which boggle the mind sometimes.
Yeah. We talked about a few topics. Me and Dylan did. Right, Dylan? It was like
the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
And
we
Helen Keller. And
Helen Keller was a hot topic. I believe me and you see eye to eye when it comes to Helen Keller, right?
Are you just talking to me?
Yeah, you, Cory.
Yeah, I think there's some there's just some cracks in the story. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a straight up lie. I'm just saying we could kick the tires on a little bit, get some, let's just take a look at things.
Yeah, 100%. I think she was a human being. Her name was Helen Keller, and she was a real person. But I do think there is some miscommunication when it comes to did she, really fly a plane? I know she really flew a plane, but did she really do the things that she did on her own, or was it all a stage for the person that was the only person that could understand what she was saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I really need to read some more on that one just to be more educated, because I'd hate to be uneducated and say things. But all I'm saying is there's just a couple things that make me think that, hey, maybe we need to take a look at some of the facts.
It is true.
Just ask some questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions in the world. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just take a look at it, see what we come up with.
I ask questions about everything. I ask questions before I drink my Mellow Yellow. I'm just kidding. I actually just drink my Mellow. I don't even care what's in it. It tastes so good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're really good.
We're not sponsored by Mellow.
We are not sponsored. I wish we were sponsored by Mellow Yellow. I totally would be. I'm actually going to reach out to Mellow Yellow and see if we
Fresh.
can't get a sponsorship through them.
We have a mini fridge now here.
We could just fill
Stock
it up.
up.
We just fill it up. I wish they would just send me a mini fridge that's like got Mellow Yellow on it, like skinned Mellow Yellow. I wouldn't even care if they send me any drinks.
Who owns Mellow Yellow? Is it Coke?
That's Coke. I
Coke?
believe.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I'd have to reach out.
I guess
to
I
Coke.
could rig the can.
Yeah, I was gonna say we probably could find out real
Coca-Cola
quick.
Company, Atlanta, Georgia.
I should have grabbed me a Mellow Yellow. Thank you, by the way, Dylan, for lending me your mini fridge because my fridge has messed up. It does not work anymore. Only the freezer part was working. Dylan actually lent me his mini for Cory.
It's a cool. Free.
I don't know what to do here.
Snap on mini
They,
fridge.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel. I feel like I'm seeing myself on one screen, and then I look over, and I'm also seeing myself over there.
And double take.
Like I don't know which camera I need to look
You
at.
can mainly
here.
look at this one.
Or
It's
there,
closer
or
to your
there,
camera.
or there, or anywhere, or look at you. I feel like maybe I need to
Yeah.
look at you. So I don't know.
We could just
It's weird. You're in a different spot because Dylan
Yeah.
has actually stolen your spot on
we'll
Yoder's
just lock
Talk.
eyes.
Yeah. Look. So
I'm gonna grab a Mellow Yellow while y'all hash this out.
Is this your normal spot?
that is my normal spot.
So
like
you
you can
could've
actually
told me.
look. No.
trade.
No.
Got your
absolutely.
little-
I would never.
Little elephant here.
That is my
Your
my
glasses
elephant.
man.
That is what's his name?
What's
God,
up?
why'd
What's
you
his
have to
name?
ask me? Why'd you have to ask me that? Chris Farley.
Yeah, that's
Chris
Ah.
Farley.
you told me
Uh,
the other day, and I was
Good
like,
one.
Yeah, he's
Chris
that's
Farley.
the Saturday Night Live skit where he says, you're gonna live in a van down by the river. So
Yeah.
actually, I had
classic.
I can say this on this podcast. I guess I can tell some things. I had a
oh, absolutely, you can.
I had a teacher that kind of said, in a way, said that about me.
You could live on a van by the
That
river.
if I didn't, that I had the possibility to live in a van down by the river, and so that's kind of a I saw that at Target, and one of my lovely bride's many trips to Target.
It's
surely-
always
surely not.
always a lovely trip to Target.
Yeah, love
Yeah.
it. Gosh, just love giving that organization all my money. So saw that, bought it, and that's kind
Can't
of a
relate.
yeah, little homage to
We-
that teacher that they thought I'd live in a van down by the river, and
Now you just working sheds.
I do. It-
Up by
No,
the,
he-
up by
he
the
doesn't.
highway.
do.
He sells metal that goes on the sheds.
I do
So
that.
he works for the shed man.
No, he manages the sellers that sell the metal that goes on the shed. Am I correct?
That sounds like a
that
book,
is my
man.
official title. Is I am the senior sales director at Yoder Metal. That is my title.
That sounds like a story,
You'll see me flexing.
like a child's story.
I
Instead of
guess-
living on a van down by the river, he manages the sellers of the metal
I
up
know.
by the highway for the man that sells the
it's a
sheds.
success story.
See?
It's a bit long.
It's
okay?
almost like
it's a bit long.
It's a big title, man.
Yeah,
It's-
we
I
just
know.
if we could just bring it in a little bit,
Yeah,
but we can't. That's just his title.
that's just
This
it
is
is
it.
what it is, and I don't think of myself that way. I think of myself as I get to help out 3 incredible salesmen that do a fantastic job. If you need metal for your building, Leo and JP in Linden will take care of you, and if they don't take care of you, then I'll
Daddy
have a
brings the
conversation.
belt out.
No, that sounds terrible. No, they do a great
Hey, we can
job.
say that on this podcast.
No, because that's not who I am.
Daddy
But
That's who he
McClendon.
wants to be.
no, they honestly, those 3 guys do such a fantastic job.
Oh yeah, I
that
love.
they
them
make
guys in
my
there.
life so easy, and they like all the time. I think they think that they like make it tough, but they really never do. They always handle their stuff, and they take care of people, and they're like a manager's dream.
Oh man, you're in trouble.
I know. So what's that? What did I say?
Uh oh.
You're so dramatic, Cory. Thank you, baby.
All he does is get in there, have a speech with them guys. He's like, we really need to
No,
sell
she's
this
probably
metal.
she's talking about Target.
Target. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's talking about Target.
she's defending her store.
I usually don't make it past the Dollar General of mine.
Look, the little dollar section
Sheesh. That
when
place
you
take all
walk
your
in the
money.
door, like
That's the spot Tinley runs to. She like runs in there and she's like, "Can I have this? It's like, and
Yeah.
it's always like, it's just $1. It's like, no, it's $40 because she's got 40 things in
Yeah.
her hand. Like,
well, and like
it's not just $1.
it's not just like they have like other stuff there.
Yeah.
It's like $5 is like the top.
Yeah.
But it's like the stuff is like garbage.
Yeah, like little
Like,
poppets and stuff.
Yeah, I'm like there's
One-time
little
use.
knickknacks and stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
It's wore out after one
What?
season.
why do we need this? But
And then my oldest, she goes in and she like, she gets like the shirts and games and stuff like that.
Chris found a killer deal. He found some like, they had come out with some of that gaming stuff just out of the blue, just popped up a bunch of gaming stuff.
Mhm.
And he found some of them mouses, like hollow mouses, and then a mouse pad with like an LED strip around it.
Yeah.
Chris went the other day and they were like 95% off or something like that. And he bought everyone they had. He got the mouses for like 75 cents.
Oh my god.
And he got the mouse pads for like 80 cents.
Jeez.
And he just bought all of them. He's like, yeah, my kids break all their mouses, so I figured I'd stock up on these cheap ones.
yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
that's something we're currently going through in our house. Is the 8-year-old is now he now has an Xbox, and
Oh,
so he never like wants to hang out with a family anymore. Like he's so
Disappears.
funny. Like God love the kid. He tries to be sneaky,
Yeah.
and he's just not. And he
I had
gets
that
his
problem.
athletic ability from me, so I get that. But like he'll like come downstairs and like he'll like go in the kitchen and get like a Pop-Tart or something, and then he'll just like try to slowly sneak up the stairs. And
Yeah.
he's like, if I do it slowly, they won't see us. And I'm like, you going back up to your room? Yeah, Daddy. Can I go up and play Minecraft? Yeah, brother. That's fine. Which he asked me a question the other day. I had no clue about. I almost called you, Sean. He's like, Daddy, I need a server, and I was like, I don't think you do.
If
I don't think you do.
He wants to buy a
but
server.
but I have no clue.
if so he's probably talking
A
about a
realms.
realm, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So if he gets like a realm, what he's doing is like he's paying for a realm, and what happens.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So if he pays for a realm, it's for his friends to join at any time, just like we do.
He doesn't have friends. He has friends. That
We'll play with
He
him.
don't play Mike. That sounded terrible. He has a lot of friends. What I mean is like he doesn't like we don't allow him to play with others outside of like me.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by that. Like, so I don't know. I almost called you, but
Yeah.
I was like, nah, brother, I think you're good. So, but yeah, man. But I appreciate you guys letting me come on and talk about a lot of cool, interesting things that I see, and it's been pretty awesome doing all this stuff with you, Sean, and Dylan. You're always awesome, and I wish I spent more time with you.
Come around.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah, man.
You was on before, and we had it was a very heartfelt. I think I broke down in it. It was a very heartfelt conversation
Yeah.
when we did have the conversation. It was a really good podcast. If you guys haven't seen it, you should go check it out. It's down below in the playlist. Just don't click off of this video right now. Watch this one, but when you get time and you want to check out a really good podcast, go check it out with Cory McClendon. We had a really good conversation. Is very, very insightful. If you don't know, like, I can't remember what were we were talking about a lot of life stuff. I mean, it was very hardcore life stuff. And if you don't know, just go check it out. It's really good.
Yeah.
But today we are here to talk about conspiracy theories, correct?
That's it, man.
We wanted to dive a little deeper on the conspiracy side of things, because me and Dylan touched a little bit on it, and we were a little distracted with when it came to the chat, because we were talking to chat more really than anything. So we wanted to dive into that, and what better person to have here than Cory, and he's really well versed in conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So what do you want to start off with? And I kind of think I know what you want to start off with.
We're gonna. I think. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we need to start with the moon landing.
Oh, I knew it.
And y'all are gonna really so listen. I'm a space nerd. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut.
Same. Yeah.
And so, I definitely did. And I had a teacher, Amy Cates.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Miss Cates? So she was real into NASA and went to space camp and stuff. And so she kind of brought that alive in me and as a young age. And so and then one of my favorite movies is Apollo 13. If you've not seen Apollo 13, first of all, let me just go ahead and say this. I will never travel with Tom Hanks. Okay? That dude,
can't keep it together.
Movie he is in that he's traveling, there's something going wrong. But Tom Hanks or Apollo 13 is a great movie.
Yeah.
But it's always kind of sparked some curiosity, the moon and all that stuff. And so recently in my house, you're just a nerd, period. I appreciate that, Taylor.
I seen that.
Spitting the truth.
100%. Recently in my house, there has been this one conspiracy theory that has been sparked for whatever reason, and my lovely bride, Lauren, every time the moon landing comes up, and sometimes she throws it up, she keeps putting the word alleged moon landing in front of it. And so I'm actually a believer that we did land on the moon.
I believe we did go to the moon.
Yeah, I believe we did.
I believe we got there, and just like you, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Well, I think we got there. We landed a couple times. We beat the Russians there. That was the main goal of it, and which we can go into a whole another thing. How they launched the first satellite, the first man in space, the first dog in space. They did all these first into space, and then we just put somebody on the moon, and all of a sudden we won the space race.
Yeah. I mean, it is a weird, but that is a massive achievement.
It's huge.
Yeah, getting to
the engineering.
Yeah, exactly. Getting to the moon is one thing. Landing on it is another, and then leaving, landing without crashing and actually leaving and coming back. That's a massive achievement.
It is.
I think finding out it wasn't Swiss cheese was huge.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
don't
big
get me
deal.
wrong, because it's a massive achievement to put a dog in space or put the first man in space. But that is a that can understand why we won the space race with such a massive achievement, because getting to the moon and back. By the way, all this stuff is still cruising through space and rotating, doing its thing. So getting to the moon, landing, and then doing our thing there, and then leaving and coming back, that's a massive. So I could see why we won the space race, because the Russians haven't been able to do that. But we did it first.
And still haven't.
Haven't, yes. And it's weird that we haven't. That's where the conspiracy comes in, because it's weird that we haven't been back.
Well, and that's kind of where my head goes, is so we've done it. Why didn't we go back? That's the only doubt in my mind. But then at the same time, I'm over here well, did they find something they didn't want to mess with or something? Is there something up there? And so I think that might be some of the side of it. But
what I've always thought is, we got there, we did our thing. There's nothing there for us to do. So we got it. We did everything that we thought we could do, and now we came back. We just had no reason to go back.
Yeah.
A lot of people
benefits from being there.
Yes,
it's just a lot of money.
Which and it takes a enormous amount of money. I was looking at some stats on just the money side of it.
Yeah, back then
and keep in mind,
money.
Yeah, and keep in mind that the amount of money that we're talking would be way more today
compared to inflation.
Compared to when it actually happened or whatever.
Try to find that real quick.
And all the technology was, so old back then.
It's
too.
so crazy. Have you ever
Technology's so
been
much
to?
better now.
Yeah. Have you ever been, Dylan? Have you ever been to? I think you have the Space and Rocket Center. You have.
Mhm.
Have you ever sat in the stuff because you can get in and out of the machines and stuff? Have you ever
Yeah.
sit in there and holy crap, and looked at
Yeah.
everything?
So it's a bunch of switches.
Yeah, it makes.
A bunch of stuff.
And it's so crazy to sit there and wonder dang, am I hitting the right stuff? I guess if you're well educated in space flight and all that, you know what you're doing. But man, that's a crazy little thing to see.
So this is the original cost. The Apollo program cost $25.4 billion in the 1960s, early 70s. With inflation adjusted, it equates to $280 billion today.
That's insane.
So I mean, there's quite an undertaking, and some of the Saturn V rockets were actually engineered here in Huntsville.
Yeah.
And so it's an awesome thing to kind of see, and what a great achievement for mankind, not just America. But I do think it happened. And people in the chat can say, hey, look, there's several things that people cite, and so they say things like the flag is waving. I believe that's one of them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is one of them.
It's not still.
Yeah, and then there's the other stuff like the shadows, some of the shadow stuff, and then the cameras and the live feed and all that stuff. And so they have valid points, but
Sean's a flat earther. We're getting to that.
yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute. Don't jump ahead of us.
There's also a theory the shoe prints were wrong, but they had so there's valid points when it comes to this stuff. So they were in certain positions on the moon which didn't allow the shadows to work correctly. The stars in the sky, that's shutter speed on cameras.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if there's a certain shutter speed, you're taking pictures on the moon, you're not going to see the cameras. But if you
Stars.
Yeah, your stars. Sorry, you wouldn't see the stars or whatever. And then they had boot covers so they didn't track all that stuff into the module. So they put boot covers on and went out and stepped. So that's why the footprints are different from the actual astronaut boots, is because they had boot covers.
Which
Yeah.
and they're
Don't want to get the carpet dirty.
Yes, exactly.
and then the other thing, they actually brought moon rocks back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a thing where they tried to sell the moon rocks or whatever, and it turned out to be some sort of wood. Correct? Am I correct on that?
I don't know.
Petrified wood.
Yeah.
They tried to sell it to somebody for a ton of money, and it had been cased and locked, and they was not supposed to open it up. But they opened it up and tested it. It was like petrified wood. So in theory, it was either the moon rock was fake, and they just did it for money, and they didn't give them the real moon rock, or we never went to the moon and we didn't get the rock, and that was petrified rock, and it was made to look like a moon. So I don't know.
Or it could be made up of similar stuff.
I mean, it could be. I mean, at one point, the moon could have been covered in trees.
Oh
you
boy, that's a whole nother conspiracy.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff out
Yeah.
there.
All them lakes and trees and
the shutter speed was too fast to let enough light in, so you couldn't see the stars. See, there you go, just like that. So
Yep.
And also the moon is a revolving space station. You ever seen Moonfall? That's pretty good. You got to watch Moonfall. It's really good.
Moonfall.
Yeah.
It's the moon is. I mean, what a feat. But I do believe in the moon landing. So Lauren, when I get home, no more alleged. Okay, we did it.
Daddy gonna pull out the belt if you ain't.
Easy. No, she's not feeling great right now. She's sitting at home wrestling our 2-year-old that's probably bouncing off the walls.
I love that you always say he's like feral.
He is feral, dude. That child is crazy. He's the cutest.
Every
little
time we
thing,
talk
though,
about
dude.
him, you're like, I have a 2-year-old. It's like super feral.
Well, I mean, all 2-year-olds are feral.
Yeah.
Okay. But dude, I'm so blessed with that kid. He has literally always got a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Like
Every
and,
time I've seen him, he's had a smile.
like he's so cool, chill. And the only time he gets upset is when he's really sleepy or he's hungry, or you tell him no. He's in like a real anti-no kind of, but he is all about his mama right now, dude. I mean, you talk about like he wants to be glued to her.
Yeah.
And like I told my wife today, like I was like, me and him are like we work in the same organization, like we're co-workers.
Yeah.
But like he's more or less like he's in another department, and so like when I tell him something, he's like, "You can't tell me what to do. Like you're not my supervisor." So,
got the chalky milk.
Yeah, like that's it. Like that's the only time he's like, "Daddy, hit me up with the chocolate milk." But he's he is just chilling, playing with his Bluey house, drinking chocolate milk. You know, that's right. Yeah. He's just doing it right now. So
yeah, the moon theory is a wild one to jump into because there's a ton of stuff that goes along with it because they recorded over the footage, like the original footage,
and had to re-record it on a set.
Yeah, it was that was a little sketchy, and then they said all the pictures and stuff they took. There's high definition pictures out there of like where we took it or whatever, but they said like when they come back through the radiation belt, it burned up or something like that.
I could see that. I mean, that does scientifically make sense.
Yeah, and then we haven't been back, and me and you touched on this theory. We haven't been back because we just don't think there's nothing there to go back to. But they did say that we didn't have the technology to go back. Yeah,
I know we're trying to go back now.
Yeah, he's wanting to colonize it.
Yeah, no, not Elon. NASA's actually working on going back.
Oh, is it called Artemis or something?
Yeah,
like
it's Artemis. They're basically trying to create a space station.
Yes.
That orbits the moon.
Yeah.
And so it's also going to have like this rail that goes down to the surface, and so the spacecraft will dock with the Artemis space station. And then they'll have a rail that you can go back or go down to the surface of the moon.
That's interesting.
Potatoes and stuff.
Yeah, and so they're just gonna be able to really be able to do more exploring and stuff like that. Check out kind of why it looks that way because I mean the moon is not special to us. Like I think Jupiter has like 11. Or 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
Saturn has some. Like there's other planets with moons. Now ours is really round, or I guess I should say like perfectly round.
Yeah.
And so there's some of that that they're trying to figure out, like why is that one this way and stuff like that. Because I think Titan, I don't know if Titan is perfectly.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I may be speaking out of turn there. So if somebody's in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Perfectly fine with that. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's there's so much more there. Like when you start diving into it and like trying to figure out like why we didn't go to the moon or why we're not going back to the moon and stuff like that. We're just now going back to it. What's up, Jesse Priest?
What's up?
But yeah, it's a very, very lengthy rabbit hole or rabbit trail, as you say. And if you want to go down that, you are all in it. You can.
Jesse's got a great point. He says because we found Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did.
I mean, I'd rather be Transformers than the Swiss cheese. So
yeah,
that'd be more interesting at least.
Less tasty though.
It's true.
Less tasty.
Could make some nachos.
I'm just clicking
or
around here.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese.
What's next on the agenda here?
We could talk
the big satellite.
Man, let's see. What could we talk about?
What, the moon being a big satellite?
That's what Jesse said.
Oh yeah. Die. Another satellite guy. The moon is a big space station that the aliens created.
There are those thoughts.
Scared us off.
They're just
we could talk
observing us.
The other ones I got the Titanic switch.
Hey, that's a good one.
We got flat Earth. We
That's
got
a better one.
Government controls weather.
That's an interesting one.
Elvis is alive, and the Denver airport conspiracy.
I think there's a bunch like with people being alive. I think you can run all over the place with that one.
Yeah.
Because me and
Go ahead.
me and Emily went through like there's a bunch you can read up on like Hitler never died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like,
they
he
say he's in
ran
Argentina.
He ran and hid
I
through
believe he's
tunnels
alive,
and like he had such a network to be able to escape and live. Like there was a tunnel from his bunker up to the airport. He could have got on a plane. Like he
Also, like they say that
we watched like the whole
So,
series up, like where it could be.
they say that he got. There's two thoughts. He either flew to Argentina
Mm-hmm.
or he got on a sub and they went to Antarctica.
Yeah, U-boat.
And so, so there's a couple different
He had
thoughts there.
allies all over. Because I know
Yeah.
they didn't think he went north. They think he went south. There's
Which-
people saying they seen him
Yeah.
south, and all the people that come through, they would come through the Catholic Church, rename them,
Mhm.
give them a citizenship, and then they could just kind of wander whatever they wanted to do because they had a new name, new identity,
Mhm.
and they can go wherever.
I mean, I lean so. Just take this. The practical side says Argentina. There's a lot of Nazis that defected to Argentina, and so you can like look up documentation of that. But the less practical approach is Antarctica, and so the reason that I kind of lean Antarctica, there's something going on down there they don't want us to know about, right? So there's like a treaty that like I think it's like I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I know.
122 nations.
Yeah, and they're
signed?
all there's like we all have a piece of land down there, and it's like a big like everybody has this like the same.
Yeah,
amount
it's
of
like
land.
a wedge. Yeah.
And all of everybody has got a piece, and it's like there's just a treaty there, and it's supposed to be for research purposes only for. Like say the United States, for an example, can go down and do like research and on stuff that like we need to keep away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like keep away from civilization, and can actually stay. Kind of like what we do with the ISS. So the ISS goes around the Earth or whatever, but it's a massive scientific lab that we try to cure diseases and study stuff on. That's what that is technically for. But there's also other stuff that we do in there too. But it is like a revolving lab or whatever the ISS is.
That's what.
Disappearing. I mean, that's interesting for a lot of Now I think it's impossible nowadays, but like especially like with the Hitler thing, you could disappear then, and it's getting to the point where they were so scared of him, nobody will even talk to this day, whether what they know and stuff like that. So it's easier to disappear. But like today's day, it would be nearly impossible.
Yeah.
It's very hard to disappear. A guy just tried to disappear. He went over to Europe, actually, and he like faked his death with a kayak and threw all his social security card, his license, everything, his whole wallet. And then he faked his death. He went overseas, married this chick, and he got caught. And they tried to get him back. He was like, "Hey, I'm alive. I'm good. I'm not coming home." But he had a whole family here, and he just disappeared. That's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah, they caught him.
Elvis could definitely could have got away. I think he died though. I don't know. I've seen so many that say he didn't, but I really think he did.
So there's a preacher in Kentucky, and this dude straight up kind of made me think that Elvis is alive.
Yeah.
That's
a weird way to start it.
What did Taylor just say?
He said that guy that blew up the Tesla truck disappeared.
Jeez, Taylor.
Too soon.
Tay, don't do me like that.
Man.
So
it's true.
So
Facts.
This preacher in Kentucky, I think he's in Kentucky or in Arkansas, one.
So does he think he is alive, or does they think that he's Elvis?
So like everyone says he is Elvis, and so they've seen him on the grounds of Graceland before, right? and they've seen him. Apparently, he was at Elvis's daughter's funeral.
Yeah.
And so there's like several different things that like kind of tie this guy to the Elvis.
Bob
like
Joyce.
Bob Joyce.
Yeah.
That's it. Wait, Jesse, let me know what you think about Bob Joyce. This dude is like super famous now because everyone thinks he's Elvis, and like he's not. I don't think he's got come out and said like he is an impersonator. Like I think he does some impersonations and stuff. And so, but some of his mannerisms are the same. Some of his his singing sounds the same.
Hey,
and
Josh,
like,
glad you could be here.
so that's kind of. But I get like so for Elvis, like I get why he would want to fake his death.
Yeah.
Why though? That's what I'm wondering. Why
Escape
would
the
he?
limelight. I mean, it's
Yeah,
too much
But it
pressure.
wouldn't be crazy to want to escape the limelight, fake your death, and then a couple of years later, they think that they figure out your identity, and they're like, "Oh, you're Elvis," and he becomes famous for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
Wouldn't that be crazy?
to come back into it,
So Jesse,
or just to make a living off of the impersonation, or to make people wonder. Because
Yeah.
I mean, people just wondering. I mean, we're naturally curious about everything, so that would draw you in to begin with.
Yeah,
well,
And if it's a preacher, I mean, that would be a good leg to stand on to bring you in.
that is. Yeah, I mean,
Have reach
yeah.
to a bigger audience.
So the government tried to kill him for exposing where they bombed a bunch of innocent people. Elvis?
no, that's the Tesla guy.
Oh, the Tesla guy.
okay.
Okay.
So Jesse just said that.
Dang,
So the
dude, I didn't know
actual-
about
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, man. Like
Taylor, calm down.
We're talking about Elvis, man.
So Jesse said that he did say that he isn't Elvis long ago, but or not long ago. I don't know.
Could you imagine having to be like, guys, I'm not Elvis.
But like the other thing
Or if
is
they just
they
reappear.
spelled
Yeah.
they spelled Elvis's name wrong on his tombstone. Like his middle name, I think his name is Aaron, I believe it is, and they spelt it it's spelt with an A, they spelt it with an E, or it's spelt with an E and they spelt it with an A. And so, I'm like, how do you?
Maybe it was just a
Typo.
mistake, a typo.
But how? Oh, okay.
On Elvis.
On Elvis's
Elvis,
tombstone, we're gonna have a typo.
Yeah.
That
Like,
is true.
listen. If it's an email, that you send to me, then yeah,
Text
okay. I'm
message.
gonna see a typo, but we're talking about the king of rock and roll's tombstone, and we got a typo on it. I'm just saying, there's just things that make you kind of think that maybe that's
Make you wonder.
Makes you
Scratch
wonder.
your
Yeah.
head.
Maybe
Yeah.
they just did it to make people wonder.
maybe so. I'm caught up now. Okay.
Yeah. It'd be hard to
Live
know
was delayed.
back then.
Elvis is 100% dead. He choked up, talking,
it was-
taking a massive dump.
It's too many mayonnaise and banana
Wait,
sandwiches.
coked up, taking a massive dump. Would easily cute. Is that real?
I think it was
Yeah,
the
he did
mayonnaise
die on
and
the
banana
toilet.
sandwiches.
He died on the toilet.
Yeah, bro.
So that's why.
The king died on his throne.
So that's why they have the bathroom
Yeah.
is like a museum.
Last place he lived.
Did they flush it?
I think he was constipated, man. All
Oh,
those
gosh.
Mayonnaise and banana sandwiches and drugs,
Coked
just
up,
stop
got
you
him
up.
stopped up.
On the throne.
That's
know.
that's very interesting.
Josh just has a great.
Who else has
Uh,
disappeared?
I don't know. My computer's about to go dead, so I'm about to lose chat. But
Your phone died.
my
Computer's about to
phone's
die.
died. Yeah, I know. It's
We're going
terrible.
under.
I'm saying I need to figure out how to put this thing on battery saver.
Thanks everybody for joining in and watching and chatting. Y'all don't know how much like this means to us. We're trying to make it here just like everybody else, and with you guys jumping in and chatting and watching our lives and our podcast and stuff, it really does mean the world to us. So we thank you so much. We're trying to hit it big, just like Yoder's talk.
Oh, hush. What about
What did Josh say? You said Josh had something?
yeah, he said I could be wrong, but wasn't China or Japan doing something like the Holocaust a couple years ago, shipping people on trains and all, and not telling other nations where they were going? I have no clue about that, Josh.
Idea,
Yeah.
But I would love to look into it.
Yeah, that's
Maybe next
very
time.
yeah, that's very interesting.
If I could give anybody that's watching right now a tip on life, just kick the tires. You know, ask a couple questions, look around, and then
Never
when you
hurts
find
to
the
ask
answer,
questions.
and when you find the first answer, just keep looking. You never know.
I will say, once you start
Sometimes
going
you'll
down,
prove yourself wrong.
Exactly. Once you start going down these rabbit holes, it's very much a rabbit trail or rabbit hole. Rabbit trail, as Cory says, rabbit hole, as I say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes it's good. Find out for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing like sitting on YouTube at 3:00 in the morning and watching
You're
a
just
video.
mind blown. You're just
Yeah,
like,
then you click the next video and then the next video, and so if you've never had that experience, I recommend you do that tonight. So
tonight.
We'll see you in the
Late
morning.
for work.
Yeah.
Let us know how it goes in the comments in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another great tip is don't kiss your mom on your dad's birthday. Oh my gosh, why did I read that?
What?
Got him.
Taylor, why did you do that?
Why did you read it?
I was reading chat, brother.
Wow. What a
So
what a
gullible.
comment.
God, appreciate you. Demonetized.
What a comment.
There goes Dylan's 30%.
Have nothing nice.
Jesse, it is a good tip.
It was a good tip though. It was
Spitting all the facts today. People disappearing.
spitting on the
Jeez.
facts.
Yeah.
There you go. What's next?
We could go Denver or we could go
Denver.
Flat Earth.
Let's go Denver. Denver's my favorite.
So, there's this theory that the Denver airport is like a satanic, like meeting place, and there's these tunnels
Colorado?
and
Yeah.
like
I've been in that one.
It's so the Denver airport is shaped like a swastika. Have y'all ever seen it?
I can't say I have.
I'll bring it up.
Yeah,
Got to
so
pull it up and bring it up in the chat.
So
Big
there's
statue.
apparently unusual symbols and more
There is, very much.
murals in the airport interpreted as occult or New World Order message. It has like I said, the vast tunnels that are rumored to be bunkers for the elite in case of a global catastrophe. And the airport went massively over budget, which is fueling the speculation of a
Might have
hidden
been.
agenda.
Building something bigger than just what was on there.
So,
I've been in there, but I don't remember much.
and apparently there's like a
It's just a
pale
jump.
blue horse.
Jump flight.
Yeah, it's,
Um,
yeah.
apparently a pale blue horse out front, and
I was inside. I didn't come out.
All right,
so
here we go.
There's all kinds of stuff. Let's
So I
see
just
it.
flew from Bammer
I don't know if you guys
into
can see this.
Denver
I'm
and then
going
back
I'm
up.
going to Denver in May.
We can see it.
You can? Okay. So this is the airport here.
I can't see
Yeah,
it.
that is. Look at the. Here you go.
Oh,
Chat has it.
I'm sorry. Get over there.
It's screen sharing.
Yeah, I'm screen sharing. Sorry.
My bad. Okay.
So it's shaped like a swastika.
Yeah.
But they say that they didn't do it on purpose. It
Mhm.
was not done on purpose like that. It was done
Engineering
for
flaw.
Yeah, it was an engineering flaw, and they were trying
It's
to.
a heck of a
Maybe
flaw.
maybe Kanye was trying to tell us something.
Yeah. So this is what like tops the theory. So back in 2012, there was a meteor that was pretty big that was going to hit the Earth. Right? It was going to cause massive damage. Like not on the scale of like the dinosaurs, but it was going to cause massive damage. And it just so happened on the day that the asteroid or meteor was going to hit the Earth, Obama was at the Denver airport.
Just happened to show up.
Just so happened to be there.
Doomsday.
And so they say
Destination.
there's 4 7-story buildings underneath the Denver airport that is like prepped for doomsday. And that's where they have their like
Space shuttle
meetings and stuff
to
like
the
that.
moon, where the other secret base is.
Yeah. And then
that they've
like
been
there's
going to in secret.
there's a blue horse that's called Blucifer.
Lucifer.
Yeah, and it's called Blucifer, and it's on the property. The guy that
Pull
was
up the
building it,
Lucifer. I want to see this thing.
I want to see it.
hang on, I'm going.
Because I've been
it's like
there,
the-
but when I got there, I only flew in and then jumped on another flight and flew out. I didn't
Where'd you
actually
go?
come out. New Mexico.
Okay.
and
Went did
so Blucifer has red eyes that glow, and the
Ooh.
creator that was building it, the something I think it was either the head or the hoof, I can't remember exactly, but
What's
the
that?
head fell and killed the creator that was building
that Pokemon horse, blue horse, red eyes.
Blue horse, red
Hmm.
eyes.
Went and did.
Yeah.
I went to New Mexico twice,
And there's
we
like-
did vacation Bible
There's
school.
there's
for Navajo kids.
murals
okay.
on the there's like murals on the place.
It was long. I was pretty young.
They're really weird. See?
Oh, that's not weird. That's just creepy.
Yeah. There's other stuff too. There's like apocalyptical. I'm trying to find it. There's like apocalyptical murals on there with like guys in gas mask, and they're like predicting like the future.
I'm gonna tell you what. That's what you want to see it on a layover.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Pony tie.
yeah. That's 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, it's always fascinated me with the Denver airport in like doomsday, wise and stuff like that. So because there's like a plaque on the front, and it's got like the Masons symbol in the there's like
Masons
a
is
Don't
a
even
good
give me
one.
Don't even give me
Yeah,
no name
Mason's a good one.
plaque. And so there's like a Mason symbol on the front, and in the shape of Illuminati like symbol with like the Mason thing all in it. It's all there. And then there's like a letter from the Illuminati. I think it's from the Illuminati. I can't remember exactly, but it's something that has to do with all that. But it's
They're
pretty,
writing letters nowadays.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Rather just send a text or an email.
I'm sure they do that these days.
Maybe
Maybe
so.
they don't, and that's why they're still hid.
Maybe
they're
they don't.
smart.
Maybe we need to be more like them.
Do you believe in the Illuminati?
So I believe there is a group of individuals that that it's not necessarily the Illuminati, right? So the Illuminati's a cover,
Yeah.
right? For me, like I do believe there is a group of individuals that do not want to see others get in power,
Yeah.
and so they kind of look out for themselves, and kind of like a global elite, more or less. I definitely believe in that a little bit, but I also believe that it's more of a satanic type situation.
Yeah,
than-
I believe I'm the same way. I think the public ran with the Illuminati,
yeah,
and they found that
it's a great
more-
cover.
yeah, they found that more like, thank goodness
Yeah.
they don't know the Broncos are in town and controlling everything like the Illuminati. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did it. And so I do think there's like an elite thing going on, like you think, but the Illuminati is like the cover up.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks, oh my gosh, Illuminati. But it's not really. It's just like, that's what people think when they're over here doing all this stuff. You know
Yeah,
what
I mean, and like I'm not a
what is it called? The Cabal?
Cabal.
What's that?
Don't know.
I don't know what the Cabal is.
He said we should join the Masons.
What is a Mason?
Freemason?
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
always heard.
I think my dad was asked to join.
yeah, I know.
He said his grandpa and dad was Masons.
I knew a great guy I went to church with.
I just assumed that was like
that
a
was
union.
a Mason. Yeah, it's
So what
Maybe
I heard,
like a union.
they're
type thing.
they're a group of people that help out the community, but you got to be able to join. There's like, there is house rules and stuff like that you got to do, but there's like ranks that you climb and stuff like that. But for the most part, they're supposed to be there to like help out the community when they need help. It's like a that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not. And then you got to believe in like a higher power in order to be a part of Illuminati. It doesn't matter what that higher power is, but you got to believe in that higher power of some sort.
Yeah, I knew a guy that I went to church with that was amazing, a great human being, and he was a Freemason. And he never made me feel creepy at all.
My cousin Miles is a Freemason. He's got like
you know,
a Bible like this thick, a Freemason Bible. It's
Yeah.
like this thick. He carries it around all the time. And he doesn't, I've known him for years. Yeah, I believe he is somebody that would get into that world. You know, he was 100% that person that would get into that world because he's just been like that his whole life. And he's just been different. So
I just want to know who Mason is and why they want to free him.
You're
so many people involved.
But it does. That whole thing goes back to like straight up Judaism and the building of the temple. So there's a lot of stuff on that. But the Denver airport, I definitely could see it being what people say it is. Because here's the facts. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat or you're an independent in this country, and we like to all play like we're not just all enduring the human experience.
Oh, yeah.
We like to be sectioned off from each other, and that's, I think, is a part of the plot. Because like as people, when we come together, we're really, really powerful. If we ever got organized, I heard a comedian say like how he would do it is just like send a letter to the government saying like, hey, we're going to shut down the country for an hour. And so like get out to let all the people know that, hey, for when you get the signal, if you're driving in your car, stop. If you're in a store, just stop wherever you are. You just stop for 1 hour. And the impact on the economy, on everything would actually be a pretty big impact.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
And then because like you got to think like buying and all this stuff that's constantly happening everywhere.
Yeah.
And so if everyone just stopped for an hour, it would make a pretty big impact. And so he says, like, once they feel that impact of that 1 hour, then they send another letter and saying, hey, next time you don't meet our demands, we stop for a week. And the government would be fixed because they know. But the plot is we are segregated by these political beliefs of saying like, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, you're an independent, whatever you are. All these things, they keep us separated.
Yeah.
Right? And we're fighting against each other instead of us. And I'm not one to say like, oh, we need to overthrow the government or anything. I think government has a place in society. What I'm saying is I think we as people need to just understand that most of the time it's just a perspective problem. Like the person that you think has these weird political views that doesn't line up with yours, well, they've probably experienced a little different life than you have. And so they don't see the world the way you see it. And when you can kind of come together and say like, hey, look, they're just going through life the best way they know how, and look at it from their shoes, you realize, hey, you're not that much different. And so I do think that's getting to this whole situation. I think there is a part. Amen to that, Taylor.
I've seen that.
I'm just joking, baby. You're doing fine. But but I do think that is a part of these people in power. They try to keep us all, the people, all fighting with each other and distracted, and then they stay in power and they get to live this life. But it's
the division.
I still believe that the power remains with the people.
Oh, it does, 100%. If enough people get fed up, and then there will be
on the same page.
Everybody will be on the same page. I do believe we need some sort of government, when you let government run uncontrolled like we have, and then you get the spending that is coming
That
out
is-
these last few days.
That is,
Yeah.
and some of that, I'll be straight up, like
Like you got like Democrats out there in the streets, and they're like, they're yelling and or not. I mean, you're yelling, yeah, but they're yelling and what do you call it?
rioting,
No, not rioting. They do that.
protesting.
Protesting.
Yes.
They're protesting that like Doge, which is Department of Government Efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
can't audit our tax dollars
Yeah,
and see where our tax dollars
There
are
was
going.
one lady I saw, and I forget who it was, because
They
I
were
don't
wanting to
pay
hire all
attention.
those, ton of IRS agents to look at deeper at what we're spending our money on.
Yeah, $600 in PayPal.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then like,
so
but
crazy.
yet to audit them is blaspheme. They could spend it on what they think is
Yeah.
fit. And,
Condoms in Gaza.
yeah.
yeah.
Crazy
I
stuff.
guess
Crazy.
that I heard one
Sesame Street.
senator or somebody say like, there's nothing in the Constitution that says that the American people can see where their tax dollars go,
Yeah.
and I'm like, thank you for making our point, like, because
It's such a
not,
weird.
It did not have the effect that I think she wanted that. And look, some of these people,
I'm
I
ready
think
to not
do-
pay taxes. Say the word.
yeah. Some of these people, I truly believe they think they're making an impact. Like, I truly believe that. Like,
I don't think.
I try
I
to
don't
keep
think they think they're making an impact. I think they're making. Excuse my language. Excuse my language, but I think they're making a shitload of money,
Yeah.
and they don't want to lose that shitload of money.
And they're using it for influence and power and
That's-
control.
Yeah.
Like that's where they're doing it. And then they're using it also to reinvest over here to divide everybody. Using their say.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is they truly think they're making an impact in people's lives, but they've never, for the last 20 years they've been in Congress, they don't know what ordinary people deal with.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
they make so
That's what I
much
guess that's what I'm
freaking
saying is
money.
like, so to like, I'm not a big political guy. Like, I really am not.
I'm not either.
neither.
I mean, my political updates come from TikTok, and that's never where you want to go for your political news. Because if you do that, you'll also think that World War II is going to kick off tomorrow.
Three.
We ready?
Yeah. World War III. Yeah, sorry. But I guess what I'm saying is like Donald Trump won this election. He won the popular vote, and then he won the electoral vote. And so, like, that's not happened in a long time for Republicans
Yeah.
to win the popular vote and the electoral. Usually when a Republican wins, he wins the electoral college, and that's how he gets in. But a large amount of people said, hey, I agree with his vision for the country, and they said, let's go this direction. And then, like, CBS just came out with like a polling data for his first 3 weeks in office, and like there's a majority of people that agree with what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying
He's
I
doing
do
what he said he was going to do.
I'm not saying I agree with everything that he does, because there are some things that I'm like, hey, I wish you wouldn't say it that way. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I wish, you would go about it in a different way. We don't always have to be a bull in the china shop. I guess that's my thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I see what the conditions that are up there. I'm not fighting it. Who's to say that if I was in Washington fighting for his agenda of what he promised the American people he would do, I wouldn't have to be a bull in the china shop either.
Yeah.
It's just a perspective problem I think we have. Everyone sees through their own eyes, but they don't take a second and step back and say, hey, what does this look like from someone else's point of view?
Yeah.
And so people in Congress that are not okay with his agenda, I think sometimes they don't see what the ordinary American people go through, and they don't see how frustrated we get every time
they're not
we have to pay in taxes, and they don't see how much we're paying for eggs and gas and stuff like that. And so like I'm really blessed to have the job that I have. I work with amazing people. I work for an amazing owners. They take care of me. They take care of my wife, and they have blessed me with the opportunity to do well in life. But, the expenses on my budget have grown.
Yeah.
And so that makes it tougher for me to be able to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish in life. And so that's where, I heard someone say, when they were asked who they were voting for this last election, they said, I'm voting with my pocketbook.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great way of putting certain things. And, at the end of the day, sometimes it does come down to that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. We got another one coming in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get another shot at it. And if that's what you want to go a different direction, you have that choice because you're an American citizen and you get to vote. And it may not be the way I think, and that's okay. I am pro you doing whatever you want to do with your vote. Just vote.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Get out and vote.
Because I had a history teacher. Shout out to Mr. Harbison, that used to
Seen
tell
him
me
the other day.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
How is he?
He's good. My wife cleans his house.
Man, he got goats and all that stuff.
He got
now.
donkeys.
Does he really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that man's
He didn't
awesome.
threaten to throw me out the window, though. I was surprised.
Oh, gosh.
He's got a pretty big
That's a
balcony
deep
out
cut
back.
right there. That is a deep cut. If you ever went to Cold Springs, you know what Dylan meant by that. But the thing is, he used to tell us all the time, if you don't vote, you can't complain. Because that's your only chance to do something about it. So,
Oh, yeah.
And so I always like to complain about what the government does, so I always vote. And that's as simple as it gets right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But yeah. So there's tons of other stuff. Anything else you want to talk about, you guys?
What do you got?
We got Flat Earth. I know that one's near and dear to your heart.
I'm not a flat earther. I'm not.
He is.
I'm not a flat
He's
earther.
got a Jeep. Never goes over any hills or off road.
Yeah.
Stays flat.
I don't want to fall off the edge. Like, I'm not a flat earther, but I do find the stuff interesting. I'm a part of this flat earther Facebook group, right?
No, you're not.
I am 100%.
That's just one of those things, like, where they were a bunch of them were flat earthers and they kicked the tires and they asked the questions and then they realized they were wrong.
I'm in a flat earth Facebook group, and there are some crazy people in there. There are some
crazy people everywhere.
Zach is a flat earther? Is that
No,
his
he is not,
There's
Taylor.
no way.
There is no way your brother's a flat earther.
There's no way. I didn't even ask if Taylor Williamson was not a flat earther. He is. Are you?
I think Taylor is, yeah.
Look, I want names, okay? If you're a flat earther and you're in this chat, I want to know it.
Flat earthers have proven themselves wrong. I mean, there's no way to
My
prove
uncle
it right.
got him into it. Gosh, what a,
It's a very convincing theory.
It's in the family.
Look.
It's a very you gotta look at it.
I'm
dude.
just saying.
It's a very
here's the
Anybody
deal
can
that's
be
got me
convinced most of the time to believe most stuff, but common sense has got to be there.
I mean, yeah, there's we do have a satellite rotating the Earth that shows images like I think it's like every 2 minutes it like updates images in video of the Earth or whatever. You can see it. It's on the internet.
On Christmas, you get on the Santa tracker. You
But
watch them cruising around that thing.
Yeah. But I'm
flat.
not saying I'm a flat earther.
I'm still.
There are some very convincing arguments that lead to being flat earther. It is crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm still hung up with Taylor over here saying that his uncle got him into it, because that's the strong argument for any argument is my uncle got me into it. Not like, hey, I read this scientific study or anything like that. No, my uncle got me into it. So no, not even.
Just put him in a plane. Let them fly around the world and see it.
They don't want me to. Look, that's the thing. Like, I've flown in a plane. You can see the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're like
the way the shadows change.
Well,
it's not constantly the same because it's not flat. I mean, where does the sun go?
So
where's the moon go?
The funniest videos I ever saw.
Crazy. The moon is still out during the daytime.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
when his orbit's different than the sun.
Mm.
There's
but it's not always
like
out.
This, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They rotating around the dome.
Yeah, around the plate. Stupid. I'm sorry if you're a flat earther and we're friends.
I wish we could get Zach on here.
I'm gonna give
get
you
it
some
right over here.
hard
We'll turn the light
truth right now.
This is gonna move around this way. They come back over.
We have to break through the what is it called the firmament.
Tell Zach he needs to come on the podcast. We'll talk about it.
That would be so amazing to get Zach on the podcast.
You gotta convince us.
Flat Earth. What was you gonna say, Corey?
Well, if we're friends and you're a flat earther, I need to know that information. I'm not saying that our relationship will end.
He'll look at you differently.
But I'm just saying some of the decisions that I've seen you make over your life may start making sense to me.
Gullible.
Like, I mean, that. Look.
You got to be gullible to believe some stuff.
There is a video, and it's one of the funniest videos. That I love it. It's hilarious. These flat earthers get out on a beach, right? And they got these cardboard cutouts with like a hole in it. And they like do them every 100 yards. And they're like, well, we should be able to take this laser and shine it through or shine this light. And we should be able to see the light through these holes because they're perfectly lined up.
Yeah.
That's going to prove that it's flat. And so, like, they do it, and they're like, the guy down, like, 600 yards is like, nah, I can't see the light. Can't see the light through the hole. And they're like, well, like, maybe it's just the light. And they're like, well, just raise the flashlight up.
Yeah.
And they, like, raise it up above their head, and all of a sudden you can see it.
Now.
And like, I can see it. What did you change? And like, I put it above my head. And it's like, oh.
Yeah. It matches the curve.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, my thing is, like, have y'all never went to the beach before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Like, went on a cruise. You know, you stop seeing land eventually. Like, if you ever went out deep sea fishing, you know, the condos get shorter. And it's crazy. And then all of a sudden they go away. If it's flat, you know, yes, they may be tiny, but you should be able to still see them.
Yeah,
but it's not
shadows. I think the shadows the easiest way too to explain
100%.
Like you travel north, the shadows this way. You know, you travel south.
That's
the
too
shadows
simple,
this
though.
Way.
It's way too simple.
The sun's down the middle.
Did you see where
Physics,
Red Bull,
geometry,
where they kayaked off the ice wall? Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
They like actually showed footage of the ice wall, and then there's like ice waterfalls, you know, at the ice wall, and they put a guy up there on the ice wall, and he like kayaked down into the ocean. It was really cool. But they showed like drone footage of the actual ice. I mean, it's just an ice block, you know, and floating.
Yeah,
or not
it's
floating,
probably
but
just Antarctica.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like they
You know,
showed
it's a whole
the
landmass
like
with ice.
they showed like the entire mass of it. It's really cool. But I could see why people would think it's like an ice wall, because it's so. It looks like an ice wall.
I guess that Taylor makes a great point. Like, it's been debunked.
Yeah.
Even
and
by
it's
flat
so
earthers.
easy to debunk it, and they still don't believe it. It's like at this point, like, I'm like, is this just a joke? Like,
It's
and I'm
either-
just
it's
not
a-
in on
It's
it.
either a joke
Illuminati.
or it's for money. Because
That's
it
true.
could be, like, hear me out.
Makes you question.
It makes you question it. So think of all of the money that they could generate from the
Flat Earth merch.
Flat Earth merch. You got merch. You got, you know, what do they put together? These big
Conventions.
conventions. They put together these conventions. They make a ton of money off that. They're selling merch at the conventions. They make all these videos on YouTube. They're making making money off of
Taking
like,
her tax dollars
it's
to spend on
It
tests.
has to be money.
Look, I got you a segment right there, and I'll even do it for you. Send me to a flat Earth conference and let me talk to these people.
We should go, brother.
Like, let me talk to these
so
people.
fun.
It'll be like a Matt Walsh out
Like,
there.
I'm just, gosh almighty. Listen, I love you. I want the best for you, flat earthers. Jesus loves you, and he wants a relationship with you. But
Amen.
We should get
Please.
with Zach and see if there's like a convention happening, and we
you
should
think
go.
he's
and
dialed in on the
document
conventions? You think he's that deep? Taylor,
Sure,
is he
it's been
that
trial.
deep?
it. You got to
So you
tell
got
us.
a hotline number for this?
I want to go to a convention.
That'd be fun.
It would.
Did y'all know?
I would
Video
film it.
it.
Yeah.
Speaking of hotline numbers, I don't know why that just sparked in my head. Did y'all know there is a Butterball hotline that
No.
you can
For the
call?
turkey?
Yeah, that you can call and get like help cooking your turkey at Thanksgiving.
And I did not know that.
Yep, there are people that are staff there that answer questions about turkeys.
He's
Man.
not
And
that
stuff.
deep. My 3 favorite people on the screen.
My daughter
Oh,
does
crispy.
a
You're
good
so
turkey
sweet.
noise.
Yeah. So
Where you been? You been missing all the fun.
My man became.
You're probably
a-
working on that truck that I
Hey
left
Taylor,
him.
thank
Hopefully.
you.
So I don't have to do much more to on it.
Taylor, also, you've been a member for so long. You, Dylan, and somebody else. And Chris is a member as well. I see the badge.
So hey, Crispy, I want to let you know. So other day, I was talking about the
Shout
stuff
out, you
the
guys.
stuff
Thank you.
we're working on, and we were talking about T-shirts and stuff, and how I guess how can I say this without giving it away? Yeah, but we're working on some stuff on Yoder's Talk, and so Crispy's wife's helping us out and taking care of it. And so I was telling my wife about it, and she was like, there's a dude that you know that his name's Crispy, like Crispy Bacon. I was like, no, baby, like his name is Chris, and I think his last name's P. I really don't know
Yeah.
because I just play video games with him, and I was like, so yeah, like he's Crispy, like it makes sense.
You know that didn't hit me
Chris-
until like
Chris
a few years
Pitts.
ago. I was
So it's
in
Chris
his
P.
because I always call him Crispy, and it did not hit me until a few years ago. I was in his garage and we were cleaning his garage out or something, and I looked up and his tag said Chris P, and then his tag beside it said Crispy, and I was like, because he's always had a personal tag.
Yeah.
It's like say Pitts or Chris P or Crispy or whatever. And I looked and I was like, Chris P, Crispy, and it hit me. I was like,
What if his parents playing that?
I was like, there's no. It blew my mind. I was like, no way, it's Chris P.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that one a little faster than you did.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, no, my wife was like y'all just. She was like, actually, she thought we were being mean by calling you Crispy. She was like, is he like big or something? Like, is y'all like
Yeah.
calling him fat? Like, it's like no, like it's just. I
He's
was like,
always
I've
looking fresh.
I've never
crisp.
seen him personally. Never
You've
seen
never
the
seen
guy.
Crispy?
No, I've never seen Crispy
There's
in
no
life.
Oh,
way.
man.
No, I've never seen Crispy in real life. Just his voice.
There's a lot of people with nicknames nowadays that stick with them.
Yep.
It's like Neff.
No.
Neff, yeah. I've always known Taylor's Neff.
Some people don't even know their real names.
Who Taylor? Like our Taylor? Like
Yeah.
this Taylor?
Taylor Williamson.
Mhm.
I've always called him Neff.
Oh
He
no,
always wore Neff
that's-
merch back in the
that's-
day,
that's-
so we all called him Neff.
that's Tay Tay.
I called him Neff. I've
Yeah,
called
no.
him.
You
I
said
still
that.
call him Neff.
Said that with such passion.
I know. Tay Tay, I love Tay Tay. He's so sweet and his guys. Have y'all ever got a hug from Taylor?
What?
Like, have y'all ever got a hug from Taylor?
I probably have. I can't remember.
Let me tell you something. If you want to feel what love feels
He's
like,
giving out free hugs.
you just go up there. You give Taylor a hug. It just makes you feel like you're at home. Like that's what it makes you feel like.
Yeah.
He's just such a great hugger. So shout out. But if you're a lady, don't hug him. He's married. That's only
Yeah.
for men.
Only gay
So-
men can hug him.
Bro hugs.
That's not
No,
that
because
much.
Sean's not gay with me like Cory.
That's
I told you I would be.
That's you're supposed to keep that a secret.
A little too
so,
far.
so yeah.
So There was 3 Chris's in my class.
All the last
Crispy.
names.
They
That Chris S. That's a rough one. Chris.
Chris S, Chris P, and
Chris
Chris M.
Chris
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 So
P.
Chris P.
Yeah.
So that's where you got it from. You was like, oh, that sounds like
Crispy.
crispy. It sounds crispy.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get it till I was like looking at the tags. I was like, crispy.
Tell you what, he's a fast learner. Over there.
I swear, I was like,
I think
no
it's
way.
the blonde in his hair.
Plus, I like bacon, so
Got
it's a
some coming
win-win.
through.
Hey, who don't like bacon? If you don't like bacon, we got problems.
Aren't you not supposed to eat pork? Isn't that a thing?
Turkey bacon. Eat turkey bacon.
Who,
like
me?
that?
Isn't it in the Bible you're not supposed to eat pork?
That's old
Oh,
covenant,
that's
baby.
old
That's
school.
that's
Old
under the
Testament.
old covenant. I'm under that new covenant, covered by Jesus, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some people
goodness.
believe it was like
It's a health
I've
thing.
seen it back, like back in the day. You have to cook.
Yeah.
You have to cook pork. If you don't, it will make you sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a thing where it just has to be
Yeah, I mean,
cooked
like,
properly, or you'll be sick.
and that's a lot of those kind of rules in Judaism,
Mm-hmm.
and is a lot of it was just a health thing. Like it wasn't like
Yeah, just a healthy.
a pig
thing.
is a very unclean
unhealthy.
animal.
very unhealthy.
Eats at the
Yeah.
dirt.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, and so like I mean, if you put some pigs in there with garbage, they'll eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and
100%.
so back in that culture, it probably wasn't great for them to eat pigs, but now we fry it
Yeah,
And it's great.
nutrients and
and then we'll
stuff.
smoke it and we'll do everything.
Yeah.
We'll eat a
Have
ham
to be kosher.
Christmas morning,
Mhm.
celebrating the birth of Jesus.
Oh, I eat
Yeah.
like every time we like go to like a family thing, and we like there's always ham, right?
Mhm.
There's ham like on Thanksgiving. There's ham on Christmas. Everything. I'll get so much ham because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so freaking good.
And Taylor, you're 100% right. That it's still a Jewish thing. Like they
Still believe it's unclean.
but
Not
they
'cause
they
it's still a
wouldn't
thing
be.
today. I was wondering.
So
if it was.
like I would have to check into it a little bit. So
There's
I
a
don't want
bunch
to
of
speak out of
food
term.
related religion stuff.
Yeah,
That's like with was it with mass or something like that? They don't eat any meats, but like fish
mhm.
or something like that.
It's something to that
There's a bunch
effect.
of
I didn't go real hardcore on food
Yeah, I haven't
restrictions,
dug.
as you can
That's
tell.
weird,
It's
it's not something you kind of just chat about. It's just
Nah.
Yeah.
if you believe it, you believe it, but it's not like you just discuss it.
yeah.
I've always wanted to learn like one thing I do want to learn is like how to fish because I don't like properly know how to fish. I know how to like do a hook and all that good stuff, but I don't know how to like fish and like how to fish for certain fish like bass and stuff like that.
We
I would-
should get with Jeremiah.
I know. I would like to learn how to do that and then catch fish and then scale it and cook it like you're supposed to. I'd like to do that.
I can't believe we listen. We used to
That was like little
go
kid
on
stuff.
fishing
Yeah.
trips, like here with the company.
Yeah.
Like I've been on a deep sea fishing trip with the company, and then we've also been red fishing in Louisiana.
Yeah, I seen that.
Now Louisiana, I got so sick.
Like on the boat.
Uh-oh.
So like we did a 2-day trip, and I don't have chat anymore because my computer just went dead. So
Down the drain.
Um,
We're about
yeah, I know.
an hour 26 minutes in, so we need to like
Yeah, probably wrap it up.
yeah,
but-
wrap it up. a little.
So
We got
anyway, we did a 2-day fishing trip. The first day we caught so many fish, but that night I came down with a stomach bug, and it was awful. And so like I had every intention of staying at the house the second day, but I got feeling better. Like right before we were about to leave, and I was like, okay, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Like I got over it. It was just like a little 12-hour bug. I'm fine. It was not. It
It's
was
always
awful.
sneaks back up on you.
But that day,
Double tap.
I went out on the boat with Lyndon and Trevor.
Yeah.
Was on my boat, and those guys caught so many fish, and I sat and slept on the boat. And I got up
A little
one time.
vacation
I
for
got like one time I threw my line in the water, caught a massive redfish, went back to sleep, and like the last hour we were out there, the guide was like, "Come on, Cory, like, throw you one more out there, like we're on them."
Yeah.
And so I threw another one out there and caught an even bigger redfish. And so like I threw my line in the water 2 times that day and caught 2 massive redfish. And so I was like, you know what, that's
feeling like
hot garbage. Like there was, all I did was like drink water on that boat that whole day. So, it was awful, but
Yeah,
had a great time.
I'd like to do that. I'd like to
deep sea fishing.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, deep sea fishing's a lot of fun too. Got to have some stamina to drag them up from the bottom. Those red snappers put up a pretty good fight.
I really want to learn. I have a boat now.
Mm-hmm.
I told Dylan as I get ready for the summer, so I really want to learn like how to properly.
Oh yeah, man.
Fish and like I want to film it and do all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be really really cool. Couple GoPros out there.
Smith Lake and Duck River's right here. I mean, great fishing spots.
Seen Lucas Black. He said you can go fishing with him.
Yeah,
give him a little bit of money. He'll take you out there.
Yeah,
maybe you should do that. Maybe you should do that.
Maybe we
keeps
should
popping up in my news feed. Any lake. Hang out with Lucas Black, go fishing.
Because I can't get in touch with him because he's got like 1 million followers trying to get him on Yoder's Talk.
Mm-hmm.
We should pay to have me go.
I'll tell you what, I'll let you run that one past Clinton.
While I'm fishing, I'll invite him on Yoder's Talk.
And I used to work on his like dad and his brother's truck and stuff.
His brother,
were, like in Decatur.
Yeah, his brother owns a taxidermy service right down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're just like right there. But I don't think the brothers talk to each other as often as you would think they would. So it's super hard to like get in touch with, because I've tried to get in touch with Lucas Black to get him on the podcast, and he's not like he's far. He's here in Alabama.
Yeah.
But it's just like he has 1 million followers, and then he's got
whether someone's
he's got a ton of
managing
followers. Yeah,
that.
there's so much to it.
Anybody got a contact for Lucas Black, hit us up.
Hit us up because we want him on Yoder's Talk.
We'll help you out. I'll give you there's a tree over here that I'll give you.
You're not giving away my tree, brother.
The corner tree that never sees light. It's
I'll
always
even
behind it.
sign that thing for you, so it could be worth something someday. Probably not, but
I'll have to do a double feature.
Yeah.
Y'all's podcast
After
and
a
our
few
podcast.
Hours, like, oh God, get me back. What?
Deep sea fishing.
Oh, he went deep sea fishing once.
Who went deep sea fishing?
Neff.
Oh, Taylor.
Tay.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us on another successful episode of Yoder's Talk.
This is not Yoder's Talk.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about promoting Yoder's Talk.
Failed.
Yeah.
There we
Failed.
go. Another
failed intro, failed outro. Just go home.
Another episode of Thought Process, brought to you by the Yoder's Talk Studio. Also,
thank you, Studio.
Yoder's Talk has a season 4 coming up. Cory?
Yep. Thank you,
Yeah,
Chris
it's going to be an incredible season we have coming up. Season 4, we've got some really cool guests that are coming on. And we got, I know, a few that are confirmed. Should I tease some?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So we got the Paw Patrol guys. They're 2 gentlemen that just started a business down in Warrior, Alabama, that they have a golf simulator shop. These guys are making it happen, and they love Jesus, which is awesome. And so they're going to be on the podcast this season. And we have Travis Key. If you're around this area, he's one of the pastors at Desperation Church. He's actually my pastor, my campus pastor, and a great friend. He's actually started a business called Stroke Gains. It's a golf hydration company, and they are so awesome. It's actually a really great drink.
And we're also sponsored by them now.
I know. They're awesome. They're great people. And so we've just got tons of stuff going on with Yoder's Talk, and it's such a fortunate situation that Sean and Conrad do all the hard work, and then me and Clinton just get to sit and talk to these guests and talk to them about their lives and stuff. So it's a blessing. But we're fired up for season 4. And let me reach over here real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
this is what we got of the day on. See if I can make it.
It's very shiny.
Yeah, very shiny.
Shiny.
Our YouTube play button. And so it's a blessing to get to do what we do. But at the end of the day, we do everything here, not just with the podcast, but with the companies. We do that for Jesus. He's the one that deserves the glory for it. And that's just facts. I wouldn't be the person that I am today without him, without his faithfulness in my life. And I'm honored to get to do what I do. So, and Sean, you do such a great job on the podcast for us.
We love
He's a little bit more tame on our podcast. He is. He like stays back there.
Well, I'm getting paid on your podcast.
Yeah, he's chill back there, but he does such a great job for us and
appreciate you
making it make sense and all that stuff. And me and Clinton are so grateful to have you on our team. So
I appreciate that. We season 4. We've got a ton of stuff coming. We got merch.
Yeah,
and we got everything, dude.
I got some merch.
Season 4, we're gonna hit it hard. And it's gonna be awesome.
Shout out Crispy's wife. What's her name?
Miss P.
Yeah.
That's
literally how Sean's and I'm sorry if I don't get it right. Jerica. Well, that's the first time I've heard her name. Every other time Sean said it, hey, Crispy's wife said this. So we're so thankful that we're getting to do this. So if you there's some cool stuff coming, hats, shirts, all that stuff. We're hoping to kind of start teasing some of that this week.
Yeah, we will.
And so I'm fired up for it. I know there's a hoodie that can't wait to get my hands on. I'll probably wear that every day.
It looks great. And we'll
shout out a little warm. That's how we get them.
Next
season.
Don't matter, baby.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Jericho. We're gonna shout out your.
We're gonna hang out in here with the air wide open.
I can't remember the exact name. It's like Proverbs and something. I can't remember the exact name of their company that does all the merch and stuff like that. But we'll link it in the description below. They're also doing our thought process merch as well. So pretty cool stuff going on. But yeah, thank you, Cory, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's an honor.
It was a great podcast. This podcast went very long.
It's always Cory, man.
It's always Cory.
He just brings it out in us.
He really does. Thank you so much. This is Thought Process with Shawn Wayne and Dylan Hall.
Dirty Hands. And Chris Farley.
Shout out again to Yoder's Talk for letting us use the podcast. Their podcast is linked below. Go subscribe. They're over 100,000 subscribers and killing it. Absolutely killing it.
We just hit 15,000.
We just hit 15,000.
Thank y'all for that.
Thank you. Guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much for that. 15,000 I never thought I would hit. We were just, I don't know, what was it, like 3 months ago? We were just at like 8,000 subscribers, and we was like, man, this is a lot. 15K is a lot. So thank you guys so much.
Nearly doubled in a couple of months.
Yeah. So we know you guys are enjoying the content. The views speak for itself. Thank you guys so much again. We will see you on the next episode of Thought Process. Peace.
See ya.
Awkwardly ending live stream. Sorry, bye.